Skating on thin ice yet again. Here we go. What's happening, gamers? I am John of Video Games and the World. The Final Fantasy series has been an iconic RPG series since 1987 and saved the then waning company Square from bankruptcy. Since then, it has become a worldwide phenomenon, a very popular RPG video game. Each game in the series, despite different numbers, have standalone stories, different characters, different gameplay features, and so on. Some were loved, others loathed. There have also been various remastered versions of the first 5 games over the years, not to mention that 7 had a remake released 3 years ago. Let's not forget the remastered versions of 10, 10-2, and 12. My most favorite in the series is Final Fantasy VI. Yeah, and many will say that Final Fantasy VII is the best in the series. Why? Because to many, including myself, Final Fantasy VII was like our official intro to the series. Yes, Final Fantasy VII was my first game and it has a special place in my heart, but to me, the best one is 6. But enough of so much reminiscing, we have to move on. Now, Final Fantasy XVI will arrive next month and many can't wait for this new title for the PS5. Too bad I don't have one, but hopefully I may get one. Final Fantasy XVI looks like a Game of Thrones-esque type of game that will include sexual content, torture scenes, hate crimes, and sex workers are included in the game. Yup, Final Fantasy XVI goes Game of Thrones in this one. And to think, I love Game of Thrones, but I hated the final season of the show. At least, House of the Dragon detoxified us all with its amazing first season. But that sad thing is that Season 2 will not air until 2024, and that sucks. Que mal. So, the latest news is that the upcoming title in the series will be banned in Saudi Arabia, but Square-Enix refuses to bow down to censorship. Good for them. Now, why is it being censored? According to an official statement by the Kingdom's Public Authority for Media, Final Fantasy XVI will not be released in Saudi Arabia due to the publisher's unwillingness to make the necessary modifications to the game, because of the game having a same-sex couple. Oh, the horror! A same-sex couple! This is because in Saudi Arabia, homosexuality and transgenderism are illegal due to religious law. The sentence for same-sex activity between men and women is death in that country. That is a very sad thing. That's very sad. I always said that I wasn't always kind with the LGBT community because of how things were back then when I was a kid. I feel truly horrible for my actions, and it becomes worse on how I feel bad for how I acted in the past when it comes to having friends and family that are LGBT. Many LGBT people I know my story, but they tell me that it's never too late to do better, grow up, listen, educate myself, and encourage others to treat the LGBTQ community better than ever. Listen and educate themselves. No one is perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm not a saint. But all we have to do is be and do better. I don't know what it's like to be gay, bisexual, or trans and be discriminated against for being such, since I am a heterosexual man. But what I do know is that the LGBT are human beings worthy of love, and we must all come together to fight for a better world where gays, lesbians, bisexuals, transgenders, and queers can live in harmony without fear of persecution and discrimination. LGBT have been through a lot of bad things, and I mean a lot of bad things, such as the Stonewall riots, their sexual orientation being labeled a mental disorder, being blamed for AIDS, forced into conversion therapy camps, and bullied for being what they are in different places such as the streets, school, college, work, and even in the family as well. What do I mean by family? Well, disowning them, using the Bible or the Quran to justify their prejudice, telling them it's a phase that they can quote-unquote outgrow. Now, once this game arrives here, I wouldn't be surprised if this game gets review bombed for having LGBT characters, because certain people will say that the inclusion of LGBT characters in Final Fantasy is nothing but a hidden agenda against straights. They feel it is quote-unquote forced because it's different. Now, if you're someone who says that kind of thing, go fuck yourself. If you justify the banning of this game in Saudi Arabia because the banning of homosexuality and transgenderism being quote-unquote part of their culture, go fuck yourself as well. Now, has Final Fantasy ever had LGBT characters before this game? Yes, and here are the examples. Faris from Final Fantasy V is an androgynous female raised by pirates when she was believed to be gone by King Tycoon and his daughter Princess Lena. Faris' real name is Sarasa Tycoon, but she prefers Faris. A very interesting scene is that once Bartz, Galuf, and Lena realize that Faris is a female, they all agree that Faris is just Faris. It's a way of telling us gamers that it doesn't matter that the friends and family that we have are straight, gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, and queer. They're still your family and your friends. Don't discriminate against them. Love them no matter the circumstances. Gogo from Final Fantasy VI is a playable character that no one knows if it's a he or a she, so I might consider Gogo to be non-binary or something. The classic Final Fantasy VII has a gay character who is non-playable named Mucky, who is a gay bodybuilder working at the Honeybee Inn. Mucky was replaced in the remake by Andrea Rodea. Final Fantasy VIII has an NPC character that you can play the minigame Triple Try It with, known as the Queen of Cards, who is a transgender woman. Queen Aquen of Final Fantasy IX is a member of Sedan's party that comes from a genderless tribe known as the Ku, which means that Quina is non-binary with a pronoun s/he. I would refer to Quina as a they, them, or a z. In Final Fantasy X-2, there is a side quest in the Calmlands where you play matchmaker for the son of a shop owner. You can give him not just a girlfriend, but a boyfriend as well. Fang and Vanille are seen by many as sisters in Final Fantasy XIII, not by blood though. Others would ship them. How so? During development of the game, Fang was going to be a man, but changed into a woman. So, I would say that they're lovers. I'm sure a lot of people will see them as lovers as well. These characters are way ahead of their time. However, Final Fantasy XVI is not the only game banned in Saudi Arabia for homosexuality. The Last of Us Part 2 was also banned in Saudi Arabia because of Ellie being a lesbian and Lev being a transgender, and that sucks. LGBT are getting the representation they deserve, and that's a good thing since they were, and in many ways still are, underrepresented. Now, when I made the LGBT themes in games episode in 2017, later remade in 2021, someone told me that my episode was nothing more than social justice warrior propaganda and identity politics. Both the original and the remake are linked in the description for you to watch. A gay man then came to defend my episode on Facebook and gave him the lecture of a lifetime, the one who said that it was SJW and identity politics, of course. And when he touched on LGBT being included in video games, this is what he said. When Shepard and Mass Effect could be gay, we said, finally! When Overwatch had queer characters, we said, finally! When Life is Strange came out, we said, finally! How dare you call us children and piss about when we rejoice in the representational breadcrumbs society feeds us, having starved for centuries, while you go on and continue with your feast. Ho ho! Oh my god. Ay, Dios mío. That was cool. I'm thankful for what he said then and always will be. I hope that one day things change for the better and for people to stop using their religious faith as a weapon to discriminate against LGBT just because our holy book said it's a sin. Homosexuals and transgenders are humans. What's truly immoral is prejudice, bigotry, and hatred. If you come with hateful passages such as Leviticus 20:13, I will reply to you not with a go fuck yourself, but with Bible verses that promote love and not hate and prejudice, such as Romans 13:8-10, Colossians 3:11-13, Galatians 5:14, and Matthew 23:31 back at ya. And I gotta thank Cameron Monaghan's character in Shameless for that. Always love the LGBTQ and help make the world better for them, especially if those in the LGBTQ are in your circle of family and friends. And that's all I have to say. Comment, like, share, and subscribe. This is John of Video Games in the World. Have a good one. Bye.